I have a giant cavity in the center of my chest that occasionally opens up into a black hole. Guys, no. This is what happens when I show my hole. I shouldn't have shown my hole. What is up, chat? What'd you think? What'd you think? 3 years in the making. I will say a big thank you to Sailor Twift Art. Sailor Twift Art, yes. Who spent hours upon hours making that art. They tweeted this out. I thought it was funny. In the time I have waited for this VTuber stream since finishing the model, I moved to Japan, lived there for 2 years, moved back, got pregnant, almost had a baby, 7 months pregnant, and he's doing it right now while I'm watching a movie. I don't know if Mouse was watching. I wasn't able to check because I was scrambling to figure everything out. Look, maybe I'll do a VTuber stream again. I don't know. But I won't lie, it was a pain to set up, and I don't know if you guys deserve it, to be honest. You're a little bit mean to him. Please don't. It was that bad. It was that bad. Well, if I do it again, it'll be like a year from now. We'll do it a year. We'll do at least annual VTuber streams. I just signed myself for a promise during Promise Week. Stupid. Ludwig VTuber sesh was like an act of terrorism. Why is that a DM I am receiving? Why did you piss on us? Because you kept being mean about the look of my chest. Sorry, I didn't do anything. I am Ludwig. Ludwig is their own creator. I had nothing to do with it. Ask Kai if he saw your VTuber stream. To be honest, I hope he didn't. I really hope he didn't. I would be kind of embarrassed. I thought the VTuber stream was funny, but like with the context of I lost a bet and people have been waiting 3 years for it. Without that context, if I just did that of my own volition, it would be like, bro, what was that? This is what I look like. What do you think? I just like reading the comments. If I do say so myself. Okay, you see, you guys are fucking homophobic. Saw title and instantly knew Lud had done some gay ass shit. Okay, you can't just say I'm doing gay ass shit, all right? Don't say it's true. Pin that. I'm not pinning that. I'm not pinning that. Charlie getting a tan and Ludwig doing... Okay. Calling Charlie Season 2 getting a tan is crazy. Why does his VTuber have birthing hips? It's just the way the skirt falls on me. Schlatt as a VTuber? Schlatt as a VTuber would just be permanently drunk. He'd be like a drunk... I'd assume a drunk, fat, bald... I think he would look like Danny DeVito from Matilda if Schlatt had a VTuber.
How's it going, boys? My name is Schlatt.
I guess you guys leave me no choice. This is my sad face. Okay?
Oh my god.
Not so fun to look at, is it? So, you know, make sure to be nice to me. Otherwise, I'm not going to tell you guys about all the cool things that I had planned because I had a lot of sides planned and I wanted to show it off to you guys, okay? But to do that, you need to be nice to me. Dude, I can't with this shit. Oh, I can't with this shit, bro. None of what I did was gay. I stand by that. The only thing, even having gay sex technically doesn't make you gay. Yes, it does. No, it doesn't. Gay sex does not make you gay. Being gay makes you gay. Explain? Okay, fine. If a person who is gay that has not yet discovered that they're gay or think they are gay but don't want to come out as gay to people around them has straight sex, are they now straight? Can you convert a gay person to be straight by forcing him to have straight sex? If you think no, which I think is the rational thought, then a straight person who tries out gay sex but doesn't enjoy it would not end up being gay. So the act of having sex is not what turns you straight or gay. Your enjoyment in it is what would determine your sexuality. And my VTuber model's not gay. You have beautiful thighs.
His knees are a little
What large
bow-legged.
hips you have. Wow. You guys were talking about me like I was the big bad wolf. Did Connor react to it? I'm sure he couldn't have gotten away without his chat being annoying about.
Okay. Oh, now here we go. Okay, take bets. What do you think it's gonna be? You think it's gonna be a... Oh my
few years
god,
ago,
he's so
at
fucking...
my first ever job.
Hey, fuckface! 9:30!
He's so bad at voiceover.
9:30 mean? You're fired!
But before I could even process the news, something even worse happened. That is until I met a really nice man who offered me the job I have now.
He just narrates. He's just acting like what he's talking about one of his videos, but quieter.
Shut the fuck up. Switch to the next slide! I didn't think this is where my life would be when I got fired all those years ago. I love my job. At least
He sounds like a living embodiment of this.
sometimes I have to do things that I'm not exactly proud of. At night, I yearn deeply to become a professional gamer at all costs. I love League of Legends and connecting with people online and posting on X the Everything app. Nyan? It's tough. It's tough for me, well, to see him see me like this.
Okay.
I guess you guys have waited long enough. Nyan, what's up, everybody?
Okay, yeah, I'm fucking unfollowing. How do I unfollow?
How are you guys doing today?
Unfollow.
This is my first ever stream, so I hope you guys are going to be pretty nice to me because I
can't watch this chat. Yeah, I can't possibly be doing. Question mark room.
Did he miss me piss on him? Yeah. Yup. That's what you get.
Oh.
That's what you get.
Oh.
Sorry. I'm just a big Iron Mouse fan. She's actually my inspiration for being a VTuber in the first place. And I don't know. Sometimes I feel like Connor doesn't treat her right.
Terrorism.
Iron Mouse puts up with too much, in my opinion. This is my opinion
there we
alone.
Go. We'll send that one in chat.
You don't have to agree with me.
We'll send that one in.
He just always seems to make everything a drag. What? Because Iron Mouse has a childlike wonder that can't be replicated by machine?
Anyone else not like this guy?
Final slide.
Anyone else not fuck with this guy?
Oh, man. I fuck with him. Low key, I think Ludwig's kind of like the next queso. Real shit. I would love to watch Ludwig do variety streams and what have you. We got something else to talk about today. The big news has not just been, oh my God, Ludwig is bald and looks like that. It has also been the VTuber drama. And if you don't know, there was actually some legitimate drama after my VTuber stream. It happened on, as you can expect, X the Everything app. Now, I need to preface by saying most people were incredibly nice. And not just like nice, but also like very supportive in terms of like, you know, gassing up my VTuber stream or being very complimentary to the artist Sailor Twift or the model as a whole. All right, which I very much appreciate. I also watched Iron Mouse went back because she wasn't live when I was doing my stream. She went back. Look how many notes she gave me about my VTuber stream. Look at all these notes she gave me. She gave me all these notes for improving as a VTuber, which was super sick. I watched the entire breakdown of it. And I did a lot well. There's some things to improve on, but it wasn't a bad debut, I think, based off of people who are much better at me in the VTubing world telling me that. Having said that, not everybody was happy with the VTuber debut. And as always, we need a preface. I'm going to show some people's tweets and names, not so you can harass them, but just because they're screenshots of the tweets. The tweets have hundreds of thousands of views. I've already dealt with it. We're going to go through that. And I, honest to God, think it's fine now. Like, I actually don't even think it's a problem, but I'm just catching you guys all up to speed. Never go to bat for me, okay? Stick to what you guys do best, which is join in on other people making fun of me. The amount of VTubers cheering this saddens me. We need to gatekeep against people that would bastardize a medium, which is a pretty bold claim to make, that I bastardized an entire medium by doing a debut stream. So I replied, I'm sorry you think I bastardized the entire medium. I think VTubers are cool, and I tried my best during my debut stream. I know I don't understand as much as a native VTuber, so I try to make it faithful to what a debut stream should be while also making it fun for my regular audience. I think the model art and rigging was really good and massively disagree with anyone who was insulting them, because there's actually a lot of people on Twitter too who made fun of how my VTuber looked. They said it looked like too generic, or it was like a caricature of what a VTuber is. But I thought it looked really good. And it was always meant to be, when I was initially challenged 3 years ago, supposed to be like a cat made. So that's why it was from the bet. And yeah, ultimately this challenge was given to me by Iron Mouse, and I had fun navigating it, even though it took 3 years. And hope more people check out VTubers because of it. And I also leaked that that is not the last time you will see Ludwig. Okay? I spent too damn much money on that VTuber model to never use it again. So I have a couple of ideas percolating that I think could be fun if I were to bring it back. Now, luckily, I think most of the VTubing community super dope. Because that wasn't the only person who was talking trash. There was another VTuber who told me to fuck off tourists. Some people were mad at me because they called me a zero personality Hassan apologist with a no effort caricature I'm trying to pass off as a VTuber. I think a lot of people just don't like Hassan, and Hassan doesn't care or respond to these people. So they try to go to like, I don't know. It's such a stretch to come to me because I don't know what I have not, like, how is hurting me in my VTuber model getting back at Hassan? I don't know. It's a fucking stretch. But I do think there's one legitimate concern, which is gatekeeping, and this is a bit of a nuanced topic, is not always a bad thing. Let me explain. Don't crucify me. It's not always a bad thing. Now, look, if you're just gatekeeping people who are like genuinely interested in a hobby, that's lame, right? Like anyone in the same way you join a hobby should be allowed to join said hobby. Having said that, sometimes when hobbies grow, there starts to be more fans, maybe casual fans, and then more money injected into this hobby. And so then some people join this hobby with the express purpose of trying to extract value from the fans, trying to make money from it. Now, here's a really easy example that I think you guys will understand. Pokemon cards, Pokemon trading cards, TCG. This was a very niche community for years and years and years of people who collected Pokemon cards because they liked Pokemon. People who would go to conventions, like Collectathon happening in LA next weekend and trade. And it would be like giving kids their favorite Pokemon cards. That was a whole aspect of it. Now, because it's getting so big, people are treating them like speculative assets and trying to make money off of Pokemon cards. And now it's making it more difficult for people who are just genuine fans of Pokemon cards to collect. Now, there's not necessarily a very easy way to gatekeep, but there are attempts at it, right? Like limiting the amount of purchases. That's what like some like mom and pop card shops do, is they limit the amount of purchases you can make so that scalpers can't come in and just clean house. I think even some mega stores like Target try to do this. So there are like some workarounds that people try to do, but that's just like an example of gatekeeping. Like ultimately that is gatekeeping. But it often comes down to the intentions. And I don't think you can legitimately argue that me, Ludwig, am trying to hop on this VTubing trend, which is getting incredibly popular. And there is a lot of money to be made in VTubing, thinking that my indie debut is going to be this new money-making method and I'm going to extract a lot of value from the VTuber world. If you know even like an iota about VTubing, you know I lost a lot of money doing this VTuber stream. Like a lot of money. If I spend $1,000 on Amazon, my life is a lot better financially than making, rigging, and doing a debut and paying for a lore video and all that. Like the all-in cost, we're well within 5 figures. We're not making 5 figures back. It's just a fact. The only reason I did it is because I lost a bet. And I also did my research. I looked up different debut streams, what you're supposed to do. I tried to follow it. I had my lore video. I had my PowerPoint presentation. I had my likes, my dislikes. I went through the whole rigmarole. I tried to show off my toggles in a way that was natural. Tried to do the whole damn thing. Obviously, I'm not going to pretend I'm a VTubing expert by any means and that I did it perfectly by any means, but it was a genuine attempt that I did because I lost a bet. Now, the person who I think I talked to, they're probably low-key a troll. I respond to them as if they were genuine. I don't care if they're a troll or not, because ultimately there are other people who might think how they think, and I'm responding to those people more so than just that person directly. So it doesn't matter how little they might believe it or whatever. But one thing I linked, I remember reading this like 9-10 years ago because it was going a bit, it was making its circles in the Melee community. But it's this article written by, what's his name? Richard something, about geeks, mops, and sociopaths in subculture evolution, which literally talks about this. It talks about like how a subculture starts as like a niche, and it's just a bunch of geeks who start doing this thing, and it's a mixture of creators and then the geeks who are trying to support the creators because they really like the thing. And if the thing is cool enough, then it moves beyond just this like really geek nerdy thing into an actual subculture. And then when it becomes a subculture, two new groups of people join in. One is mops, which are people who are consumers but passive consumers. They don't super care. They just kind of want to get like the best parts of the content and then move on when they're no longer interested. And then the sociopaths, which are people who are coming in with the express purpose of trying to make money. Anyway, it's a really interesting article that was written 10 years ago by this like pop culture journalist, if you guys want to take a look at it. But I think there are arguments in it expressly like condoning gatekeeping for the purpose of keeping a subculture cool. So subcultures that you're a part of don't end up like Pokemon TCG or many others which end up dying or becoming lame. I think you guys are listing examples. I'm not knowledgeable enough to comment on whether you're right or not on clocking. But for the most part, like any subculture that becomes big enough does become pretty like lame. It goes from kind of cool to like kind of lame and annoying at a certain point, right? There's like a pivot. And if you think of any big thing that like you can sense when that pivot happens. Anime, we are currently living through the period like over the past probably 5 years, I guess since COVID, where anime is kind of getting cringe. And not because the anime being released is cringe necessarily, but it is like the anime fandom is more insufferable sometimes than the value of watching the anime itself. Just be a mop. Yeah, I mean, the article talks about it, but basically mops are good. Like you need mops for a subculture to be able to get money, so then the creators in that subculture can start to do it full time and then create more of the thing that the geeks and fanatics love. I think, you know, the perfect example of a subculture that I think has stayed in a good spot, hasn't gotten too big so that it's like super cringe, but hasn't gotten too small that it's just this super geeky niche. You got it. You clocked it. Melee. I think Melee. Melee's funny because it's like, okay, I wish it were slightly larger so that more of the Melee people could do it full time. And this could extend to the FGC, by the way, and Smash as a whole. I'm only speaking to the group I know about. But I think Melee's like cool, right? Like I think people know about Melee and they like knowing, like the mops of Melee are like, oh my God, Hungrybox won. That's so cool. You know? It was going viral on Twitter. I saw a bunch of people pogging that Hungrybox won. But it's not so big that like the grassroots tournaments have to change and it's totally consumed by like Nintendo or the tournament structures have to change or whatever. Some aspects definitely do, but I think it rides the line quite finely, except for Pokemon Stadium. Pokemon Stadium was lost in the war. Did you and Connor make up? I don't know if he follows me. He still might not follow me on Twitch. He unfollowed me because my VTuber pissed on him. Not even me. Somewhat unfair if you ask me.